Hello dear students, good morning. Today we will see the chapter number 3 from our past, means from history, ruling the countryside. Here in the beginning of the chapter, one figure is given, and here it is written that Robert Clive accepting the Diwani of Bengal, Bihar, Orissa from the Mughal ruler in 1765. Now, what is Diwani? What is Diwani rights? So, Diwani rights means here you get the power, you have a direct power to means you have a power to uh, what we can say collect the revenue and all the land related rights directly. So on the company becomes the Diwan. On 12th August 1765, the Mughal emperor appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal. Now, on August 12, 1765, Mughal emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar appointed East India Company as a Diwan of Bengal. Now, the British East India Company has direct right to collect revenue and all the land related uh, issues. They can direct participating in that. The actual event was most probably took place in Robert Clive's tent. So, as you see here in the figure, that the tent was of Robert Clive, but the Mughal emperor was a emperor. That's why he was sitting on the throne. So all these incidents that where the Mughal emperor appointed the East India Company as a Diwan, all these incidents took place in Robert Clive's tent, and along with that, some Englishmen and some Indians was witness were there. But in the painting above, the event is shown as a majestic occasion taking place in a grand setting. But as you see in the painting, this event is look like a grand occasion. Why? Because the first time in India, any foreigners get the Diwani right, and the first were Britishers. So they got the Diwani rights. Means now they don't need a permission of any emperor. They don't need a permission of any king in Bihar, Bengal, and Orissa. Here they can directly collect the revenue and they can also settle the issues related lands. So the painter was commissioned by Clive to record the memorable event in Clive's life. The grant of Diwani clearly was one of such events in British imagination, as I told. So this is the biggest occasion, this is the biggest festival for Britishers. Why? They are the first, they were the first who got the Diwani rights. They were the first foreigners in India who got the Diwani rights. Along with British East India Company, French East India Company was there, Dutch were there, Portuguese were there, but they did not have this kind of right. Britishers were the only, or East India Company were the only company who got the Diwani right. As the Diwan, the company became the chief financial administrator of the territory under its control. So as we discussed, that now as a Diwan, company can take all the financial decisions on the behalf of Mughal emperor. They don't need the permission of Mughal emperor in the three states which three states? Bihar, Bengal and Orissa. The territories which were under the British East India Company, now they can directly take any financial decision. Whatever the revenue they want to impose, they can impose. Now it had to think of administrating the land and organizing its revenue resources. Now it had to think. Now the British East India Company had to think how they can administrating the related land issues, how can they organizing its revenue resources. All these things they have to think, and these had to be done in the way that they could yield enough revenue to meet the growing expenses of the company. So whatever decision they were taking, first they have to thought about their company. Why? These Diwani rights they got, they in for their company. Anyhow, they want to make their company rich. Whatever they got from here, they directly sent to the England. Whatever they had did, all these things they have done for their own. They are not thinking about India, they are not thinking about the people of India at that time. All these things they have done for their profit. So whatever they were going to do, first they have to think, or whatever revenue they got, all they have to keep in mind the expenses of the company. A trading company had also ensured that it could buy the products it needed and sell what it wanted. So a trading company, so as we all know that East India Company came in India as a trading company. They came to India for the purpose of trading, but gradually by the time passes they become a ruler and they enslaved the nation. So now the trading company had to ensure, they have to make insurance that it could buy the products it needed, means whatever products they need from our nation, whatever, because at that time they are taking some products from, they were taking some products from here, and they took into their nation, and from there they what we can say, import their products here, and they sold in the Indian market with a high rate or high price. So in this way, a trading company had also to ensure that it could buy the product whatever they need and sell what it wanted. तो यहाँ पे क्या है कि ऑन अगस्त 1765 को मुग़ल एम्पायर जो है उन्होंने ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को आधिकारिक तौर पे दीवानी राइट्स दिए और उनको बंगाल का दीवान बना दिया। अब बंगाल का दीवान बना मतलब बंगाल, नॉट ओनली बंगाल, उन्होंने बंगाल के साथ साथ बिहार और उड़ीसा का भी उनको दीवान बना दिया। और ये जो इंसिडेंट जो हो, ये जो इवेंट हुआ वो रॉबर्ट क्लाइव जो है उनके टेंट में लिया गया। अब जब ये जो हो रहा था, ये जो इवेंट हो रहा था कि जब मुग़ल एम्पायर है वो ऑफिशियली उनको जो दीवानी राइट्स दे रहे थे, तब उनके साथ कुछ इंग्लिशमैन थे और कुछ इंडियन थे जो इस बात के क्या थे, गवाह थे। बट अगर हम ऊपर की पेंटिंग में देखें तो ये जो इंसिडेंट है, ये जो इवेंट है, एक ग्रांड, एक मैजेस्टिक ओकेशन की जैसा दिख रहा है। हाँ, कई सारे लोग अच्छे नए कपड़ों में हैं, एक टेंट बंधा है, कई सारे वहाँ लोग खड़े हैं, तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि ये जो सारे हैं वो एक ग्रांड ओकेशन है। और ये ग्रांड सेटिंग, जैसे कि कोई महल हो, कोई राजा बैठा है वहाँ और बहुत उनकी सेना खड़ी है, तो ऐसे एक ग्रांड माहौल में, एक ग्रांड महल की सेटिंग में ये सारी चीज़ की गई थी। या द पेंटर जो है वो क्लाइव के द्वारा कमीशन किया गया था कि वो जो ये पेंटिंग है उसको क्या करे, संभाल के रखे मेमोरी के तौर पे। ये रॉबर्ट क्लाइव के लाइफ का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट था कि वो पहला गवर्नर जनरल था जिसने मुग़ल एम्पायर से क्या दीवानी राइट्स खरीदे, और ये उनके लाइफ का एक मेमोरेबल इवेंट था। इसलिए उसने उस पेंटर से ये पेंटिंग को रिकॉर्ड, मतलब एज ए रिकॉर्ड क्या करने, कंजर्व करने के लिए कहा। एंड ब्रिटिश इमेजिनेशन में, मतलब ब्रिटिश के हिस्से से अगर ब्रिटिश के तरफ से अगर हम सोचते हैं तो ये जो दीवानी राइट्स उनको मिले वो उनकी लाइफ की ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के लिए बहुत ही सक्सेसफुल बाबत चीज़ थी। तो एज अ दीवान, जैसे कि वो दीवान बने तो कंपनी जो है ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी जो है, ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी है, वो बंगाल में और उनके अंदर जो भी टेरिटरी आती है उनकी एक चीफ फाइनेंशियल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर बन गई। मतलब एक मुख्य आर्थिक, जिसको हम बोलते हैं, है ना, वित्तीय मतलब पैसों की जो लेन देन होती है उसके संचालन में वे अब ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के हाथ में आ गई। अब उनको वो सोचना था कि वो जो है वो संचालन कैसे करेंगे, वो जो वहाँ की ज़मीन है उनके ऊपर लगाए जाने जो टैक्सेस है, रेवेन्यू जो है, ठीक है, वो सब कैसे लगाएंगे। क्यों? क्योंकि उनको उनका भी सोचना था, उनको उनके बारे में भी सोचना था। और ऐसा क्यों करना था कि वो ऐसा करेंगे तो उनको उनकी जो कंपनी है उसके एक्सपेंसेस के बारे में सोचना था जो कि धीरे धीरे बढ़ रही थी, ठीक है। उनको उस हिसाब से रेवेन्यू कलेक्ट करना था जो उनको भी मिले और उनकी कंपनी के फ़ायदे में भी रहे। तो ट्रेडिंग कंपनी हैड ऑल्सो द एंश्योर, ट्रेडिंग कंपनी यहाँ ये व्यापारी कंपनी इसलिए बताया गया है कि भाई ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी जो है वो भारत में पहले तो बिजनेस ट्रेड व्यापार करने के लिए आई थी, लेकिन बाद में वो क्या बन गई, रूलर बन गई, मतलब एक शासक के तौर पर उभर कर आई। तो इसीलिए यहाँ पे ट्रेडिंग कंपनी को ये भी बात इंश्योर करनी थी कि इट कुड बाय द प्रोडक्ट्स इट नीडेड, उनको जो भी जो यहाँ से जो चीज़ चाहिए वो क्या करेगी, खरीदेगी। जैसे कि इंडिगो, तो इंडिगो जो है उनके देश में नहीं था, तो वो इंडिगो को क्या करते यहाँ से कम दाम में खरीदते थे और अपने देश में बेचते थे। वो क्या करते थे कि उनके पास जो था वो यहाँ पे अपने देश से मंगवा के, जो यहाँ पे नहीं था और जो लोगों को चाहिए था वो यहाँ पे अच्छे खासे भाव में, ऊंचे, जिसको बोलते हैं ऊंचे भाव में, ज़्यादा भाव में बेचते थे। तो दोनों तरफ से ही वो कंपनी का ही फायदा करा रहे थे। ओवर द years the company also learned that it had to move with some caution, means whatever steps they have taken, whatever revenue they impose on the Indian people, whatever decisions they have taken, all these things they have to took with caution, means whatever they are doing, before that they need some precautions. They have to think, first they have to think about them, then secondly they have to think that what do the Indian people would react. So all these things they have to keep in mind. So whatever they had done, whatever step they have taken, they have to move with some caution. Being an alien power, it needed to pacify those who in the past had ruled the countryside and enjoyed authority and prestige. Those who had held local power had to be controlled, but they could not be entirely eliminated. So, being an alien power, now they got the power, all the power. Alien power means, you know what kind of alien power. Aliens have lots of power rather than men's have. They have more power rather than men's have. So that's why we can say that they have alien power. They have more power than any Indian ruler have. Now they are officially divans, है ना? Means now no king can interfere in the decisions of this divans or East India Company's decision. So it indeed to pacify those who in the past had ruled the countryside. So first they have to thought about that those who have ruled in the past, what were their strategies, how they ruled, how their what we can say connections with the people, what kind of relations of the past rulers with their we can say people or their citizens. So all these things they have to thought, and how old rulers enjoyed their authority, how they domain their prestige, how they protect their prestige, how they rule or among the people. And those who had held local power to be controlled, means those who have local power, like small many small what we can say small kingdoms were there. So those who have local power, first they have means first British East India Company has to took control over them, and then they could not be entirely eliminated. Means they are king, means the local rulers, means the local rulers were the king of that, but all the powers were in the hand of Britishers. They are not totally eliminated, they are not totally dethroned from the kingdoms. They are king, but the kings were not able to take any decisions. All the decisions were taken by the Britishers. So in this way they use we can in the last chapter of history we saw that the alliance system, subsidiary alliance system, annexation policy. So in this way gradually and slowly so subsidiary alliance system was known as a sweet poison. It was a sweet poison for us. So in this way gradually and slowly they took control over the India. तो ओवर द ईयर्स में जैसे जैसे इस समय बीतता गया, कंपनी ने ये जाना और यहाँ उन्होंने ये सीखा कि वो जो भी कर रहे हैं वो उनको सावधानी के साथ करना चाहिए। और जैसे कि उनको पावर मिला है, ये ज़रूरी था कि वो ये भी देखे कि भूतकाल में जो रूलर जिन्होंने रूल किया है देश पे, उन्होंने कैसे किया है, उनका जो रिलेशन है, ठीक है, उनकी जो प्रेस्टीज है, वो कैसे अपनी सत्ता का इस्तेमाल करते थे। ये सारी चीज़ें उनको देखनी थी और उस हिसाब से उनको लोगों के साथ क्या बनाने, रिश्ते बनाने थे। एंड दोज हु हैड हेल्ड लोकल पावर हैड टू बी कंट्रोल, मतलब जो वहाँ के लोकल पावर जैसे कि या क्या बोलते हैं हम निज़ाम्स है या लोकल छोटे छोटे राज्य थे, तो कोई छोटे राज्य का एक कोई राजा है या मुखी है या प्रधान है, उन सब को क्या करना था, उनको पहले कंट्रोल में लेना था, उनको विश्वास में लेना था। हाँ, फिर मतलब उनको पूरी तरह से वहाँ उनकी जो गद्दी है वहाँ से उठाना नहीं था। वो राजा बने रहेंगे, लेकिन जो भी डिसीजन पावर है वो ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के हाथ में रहेगी। वो कोई भी डिसीजन नहीं ले सकेंगे, मतलब जो लोकल राजा है, जो लोकल पीपल है, ठीक है, वो कोई डिसीजन जो ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी कहेगी वो ही उनको करना है। सो हाउ वॉज दिस टू बी डन? In this chapter, we will see how the company came to colonize the countryside, organize revenue resources, refine the rights of people, and produce the crops it wanted. तो ये सब कैसे हुआ? तो ये जो चैप्टर है उसमें हम देखेंगे कि कंपनी जो है कैसे कॉलोनी में तब्दील हुई, देश को कैसे कॉलोनी में तब्दील किया, कैसे उन्होंने रेवेन्यू रिसोर्सेज से अपनी जो है तिजोरी भरी, उन्होंने कैसे जो एक राइट्स बनाए, मतलब यहाँ के लोगों के राइट्स थे उनको कैसे छीन लिया, और उनको जो चाहिए था, उन अपने देश के लिए जो भी प्रोडक्ट चाहिए था वो हमारे देश से वो कैसे ले गए. And all these things we will see in the next part of this chapter. Till that, thank you. Have a nice day.